أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم وفقنا وسائر المشتغلين للعلم والعمل الصالح بحق محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam said, Allah made the maintenance of relations with one's kin obligatory in order to maintain growth in population. قالت فاطمة الزهراء روحي وأرواح العالمين لها الفداء عليه السلام: فرض الله صلة الأرحام من ماتا للعدد. فرض الله صلة الأرحام من ماتا للعدد. يعني الإنسان عندما يصل his kin, the number of his relation will be increased. Definitely, there is no doubt. This is what Fatima al-Zahra salawatullahi wa salamu alayha said, and definitely this quote needs a long hour to be explained, but we do not have that much time, inshaAllah. If we have good luck to explain it next time, inshaAllah I will. With Islamic laws, we reach to issue number 343. If a person has got a cut in his parts of wudu and the vein is open. You know what's the meaning of vein? Shiryan, yes. If a person has got his vein opened on any one of the parts of wudu and he cannot wash it, why? Because the vein is bleeding continuously and he cannot wash it, he must perform tayammum. He must perform tayammum. But if water is harmful for it, then he should act as rules of Jabira. It is like this. Now, this person has cut in parts of his wudu, just like face, hands, and the vein has been cut, yes, and it's still bleeding, and using water is so harmful for this vein or for this cut. His obligatory duty is to perform what? To perform tayammum. But if water is harmful, that means if he can wash it, this is another choice. If he can wash it and water is what? Is harmful for the cut, here he can work as what? As Jabira. That to cover it with Jabira and to see if the Jabira is tahir or not. The same rules that we have taken before. Issue number 344. If something is stuck on the part of wudu, or ghusl, and it is not possible to remove it. Stuck, you know what's the meaning of stuck? Listen, ممكن إنه نوخرها. Just like a glue, for example, tar, or its removal involves unbearable pain. Either we cannot remove it, or if we remove it, there will be what? There will be unbearable pain. Then one should perform tayammum. But if the thing which is stuck is medicine, then rules relating to Jabira will apply to it. If that thing which is stuck and we cannot remove it, or if we remove it, the pain is unbearable, in this case we will follow what? We will follow the rules of Jabira. Sorry, we'll perform tayammum. We will perform tayammum. And if this thing was what? Was medicine. If this thing which is stuck, not tar, you know what's the meaning of tar? T-A-R? Zifit, qatran. Yes. Or glue, you know what's the meaning of samur? Yes. Huh? No, dye, no. If it is henna, it's a dye, but it is not sir. No, there is something different. We are talking about the thing which is stuck on the skin and we cannot remove it, or if we remove it, there is unbearable pain. So we have to move to where? To tayammum. Now the other thing, if that thing wasn't tar, wasn't glue, it was a medicine. It was a medicine. Definitely we cannot move it. Why? Because we need it to stuck on the wound, on the skin. So what we'll do, we will follow the rules of Jabira. Is this all right? Is it clear? Good. Issue number 345. In all kinds of ghusuls, except the ghusl of mayyit. All kinds of ghusuls, that means the obligatory ghusl, except ghusl mayyit. Not ghusl mass al-mayyit, ghusl al-mayyit. Ghusl al-mayyit, it is also obligatory. Ghusl al-mayyit, it is obligatory ghusl. But if the dead person, we move the Jabira, there will be any harm? There is no harm. Unless, I saw this in my eyes, unless if this person is a martyr, shaheed, he keeps bleeding. So when we wash him or to remove Jabira, his body or his wound will keep bleeding. Yes. In this case, the people whom they work with giving ghusl for mayyit, they put what? They put some cotton inside the wound. They put some cotton inside in order to prevent what? To prevent wounding. Yes, I saw this with some people. May Allah bless them. In all kinds of ghusuls, except the ghusl of mayyit, the Jabira ghusl is like Jabira wudu. Jabira, the rules of Jabira, if you have a Jabira on your body and you want to make, for example, ghusl janaba, ghusl hayd, ghusl nifas, ghusl istihada, you will follow what? You will follow the same rules of what? Of Jabira, of ablution of Jabira. However, in such cases, one should resort to ghusl at-tartibi. Definitely with ghusl tartibi, what we have? We have first to wash the head and neck and then the rest of the body. Head, neck first, and the rest of the body as a fatwa, and as a recommended precaution, to wash the right side after the head and neck, to wash the right side, then to wash the left side. This is as a recommended precaution, says Sistani. When we said then, what does it mean then? I didn't say together with. I said then. That means first, and I also said first. Okay? First. Okay, now, good question. Now, we have to differentiate between two types of shower. The big shower, which water comes out of it is too heavy, too much water, which covers the whole body. You see such kind of shower? In this case, we have to get out. When we wash our head and neck, we have to get out and come back. And if there is a shower which has a small douche of it, okay? We do not need to get out. Maybe if I move like this, that will be enough. Have you got it? However, in such cases, one should resort to ghusl tartibi. If there is a wound or a sore on the body, whether it is bandaged or not on the body, there is a wound or a sore, whether this wound is bandaged or no. And we are talking about the ghusl, the obligatory ghusl. Then a person has a choice. And a person has a choice between ghusl and tayammum. A person has a choice between ghusl and tayammum if there is what? If there is a wound or sore on the body, Don't forget, we are talking about ghusl on all of the body. And that wound or sore, whether it is bandaged or unbandaged. Whether it is bandaged or unbandaged. In this case, he has a choice between ghusl and tayammum. And definitely, tayammum will be instead of what? The tayammum will be instead of ghusl. Tayammum will be instead of ghusl. If he decides to do ghusl, and if there is no jabira on the place, if he decides to choose what? To do ghusl, and there is no jabira on the place, yes, the recommended precaution is that he should place a tahir piece of cloth on the unbandaged wound or sore and wipe over that cloth. This is a recommended precaution. That means you can act accordingly or not. In ghusl, you can put what? A tahir bandage, and you wipe it with water. However, it will be sufficient to wash its sides only. If you do not want to put a piece of cloth on it and to work according to the recommended precaution, you will do what? You will wash the area or the places adjacent to this wound, and that to the wound or sore, and that will be enough. That will be sufficient. Yes. However, it will be sufficient to wash its sides only. And if there is fractured bone, if there is a broken bone in the body and it isn't bandaged, the fractured is not bandaged, or there is a splint, jabira. Actually, splint جبيرة هاي مع الكسر نسمي مثل الخشبتين نحطهن ونحط العظم نصهن ونلف نفس الشيء. Or there is a splint. He could not wipe over it. He could not wipe over what? Over the splint. He should perform tayammum. نفس أحكام شنو؟ نفس أحكام الجروح والقروح to make ablution. The same thing. So, yes. No, we're not talking. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the water is harmful or not. Doesn't matter. Alaykum as-salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Doesn't matter. He should perform tayammum if the jabira is not found in the tayammum's places. While if there is a bandage, he should do ghusl and also perform wiping on the jabira. If there is jabira on the broken bone, he should do what? He should do ghusl and wiping on the jabira. Do ghusl and also perform wiping on the jabira. Otherwise, as an obligatory precaution, he should do together ghusl by washing the rest of the body and do tayammum. The same time, he should together do ghusl by washing the rest of the body and do tayammum. This is as an obligatory precaution. Issue number 346. If the obligation of a person is not to do tayammum, his obligatory duty is not to do what? Is not to do tayammum. And if at some of the places of tayammum he has wound, if there is a wound on some places of his tayammum area, sore, or a fractured bone. I read it again. If the obligation of a person is to do tayammum, and if at some of places of tayammum, either in his hand or in his palm or on his forehead, there is what? There is a wound, sore, or a fractured bone. He should perform jabira tayammum. He should perform jabira tayammum according to the rules of jabira wudu. This is his obligatory precaution, or his obligatory duty was what? Was doing tayammum. And there is on his face, his forehead, or on one of his hands, there is what? There is a wound, a broken bone, a sore. Now what he will do? In this case, he has to perform jabira ablution, wudu jabiri. He should perform jabira tayammum. Yes, he should perform jabira tayammum according to the rules of jabira wudu. That means he should make tayammum. He should make tayammum according to what? According to the rules of jabira tayammum. What does that mean? That means he is going to make tayammum. He is going to make tayammum. And he needs to wipe, for example, his forehead, the upper part of his right hand, and the upper part of his left hand. And there is what? There is a wound, a sore, or a fractured bone in it. Now what he will do? He will follow the same rules of what? Of jabir ablution. ممكن يرفعها لو ما ممكن يرفعها. المسح عليها يأذي. Wiping on it hurts him or not, affects him or not. He can wipe the around places or not. Otherwise he can, if there is a splint on it, he can wipe on that splint, if that splint was tahir or not, and so on. The same ahkam. Have you got it? Thank you very much. Issue number 347. If a person who has to pray with jabira, wudu, or jabira ghusl, and knows that his excuse will not be removed till the end of time for salah, he can offer prayer in the prime time. This person, his obligatory duty is to perform what? is to perform Jabira Tayammum or Jabira Wudu. And he knows that his excuse for performing Jabira Tayammum or Jabira ablution will never be removed till the end of the time of Salah. Now, should he delay his Salah till the last time or no? No, he should pray at the prime time. He should pray at the prime time of the Jabira. In the prime time, you know what's the meaning of prime time? أول وقت الصلاة اللي هو نسميه وقت الفضيلة. أول وقت الصلاة اللي نسميه وقت الفضيلة. وش قد من عندنا عايفين وقت الفضيلة؟ مشكلة. صلى الله حسن العاقبة. Okay. But if he hopes that his excuse will be removed, if he hopes, look, since he put but, the hukum will be different, completely the opposite. But if he hopes that his excuse will be removed before the end of Salah time, it's better for him to wait, to delay what? To delay his Salah in order to what? In order to pray with ablution, not with tayammum. It is better for him to wait, and if his excuse is not removed by then, he should offer prayer with Jabira Wudu or Jabira Ghusul. Is this clear? And if, however, he prayed in the prime time, he knows that at the end of the time, maybe in the middle of the time of Salah, his excuse will be what? Will be removed. In spite of that, we ask him, it is better to delay your Salah till that time. He said, no, I'm going to pray in the prime time. I'm going to pray in the prime time. هذا متعود هو يصلي بأول وقت قال أنتوا صحيح طيتوني هاي الرخصة, but I'm going to pray in the prime time. الآن his Salah, is it void or valid? Is he committing a sin or not? Yes. And if, however, he prayed in the prime time and his excuse was removed before the end of Salah, you know, what does mean the excuse? Excuse is the thing which gave him a permission to perform ghusl jabiri or wudu jabiri or tayammum. The reason which gave him a permission to let his wudu jabiri acceptable or his ghusl jabiri is acceptable. العذر هنا شنو نقصد به العذر؟ نقصد به هنا هو السبب الذي منحه صلاة بالوضوء الجبيري أو صلاة بالغسل الجبيري تكون صحيحة. And if, however, he prayed in the prime time and his excuse was removed before the end of the Salah, that he has no excuse anymore. بعد ما لا عذر. يعني شنو؟ يعني بهالوقت إذا توضى وضوء جبير وضوء ايش يكون؟ باطل، ما عنده عذر. أول وقت عنده عذر. Now he does not have an excuse for what? For ablution jabira or ghusl jabiri. By the end of Salah time, the recommended precaution is he should do wudu or ghusl. This is the recommended precaution. And repeat the prayer. This is the recommended precaution. Now, if he did his prayer at its prime time, is his prayer valid or void? Valid. It is valid because this act is a recommended act that explains that the previous act was what? Was valid, but it is better to do this. Issue number 348. If it is possible to remove the jabira and wash the place, but this will cause lapsing the time. He has the ability to remove the jabira and to wash the under it, but this needs time, and within this act the time of his salah will be what? Will be lapsed. But this will cause lapsing the time, then it will obligatory to do tayammum. It is obligatory for him to do tayammum. If it is not found in tayammum places, if it is not found in the tayammum places, there is a jabira. If it is not found, that means if there is no what? If there is no jabira on the tayammum places. No, yes. If it is not found in tayammum places, otherwise, as an obligatory precaution, he should do tayammum and wudu together. Otherwise, what does it mean otherwise? If there is a jabira on the tayammum places, it means his forehead, his hands, the upper part of his hand or his palm, if there is a jabira, in this case he has to do both. He has to do tayammum and wudu jabiri. Issue number 349. If a person has to keep his eyelashes, remotion. If a person has to keep his eyelashes stuck together because of some eye disease, he should perform tayammum. I don't know, but he has to keep his eyelashes closed, maybe ramad or something like that. No, yeah, let's say ramad. Surgery of eyes. In this case, he directly go to where? Go to tayammum. There is no discussion. Issue number 350. If a person cannot decide whether he should perform tayammum or jabira wudu, he doesn't know. The obligatory precaution is that he should perform both. He should perform both. And this obligatory precaution, to fulfill what? To achieve what? Yeah. In another word? Yes. What does it mean, ihtiyat? What does it mean, ihtiyat? To do what he has to do. To do what he has to do. For example, if he has to do ablution, he does ablution. If he has to do tayammum, he does tayammum. When he do the both of them, he will do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him to do. Definitely in ilm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is one act. It is one act. But he doesn't know which act it is obligatory on him. For that, he will do what? Both of them. Last issue. The prayers offered with jabira wudu or valid. The prayers offered with jabira wudu are valid. And that wudu can be valid for later prayers also. That means this tahara he has made by tayammum or by wudu jabira is valid for this salah and the ensuing salah. That means this wudu, which is wudu jabira, it is not enough only for this salah. But if he does not invalidate his wudu, that he can pray another salah with it. والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم.